Oh yeah, I've got my headstock canted also. I've got it turned maybe 10 degrees off of the center there. Yep, I'm still about a quarter off. Alright, let's just keep on going here. See how the laser's elongating there? And the 1/4 inch stick there. I'm going to kind of check it with my fingers, see? I like that. I mean, it is consistent across there, pretty much. There's some ridges, but that's because I'm using this small cutter. They're not bad, and when I go back with my cleanup cuts with my scraper, I believe it'll take that right out. But yeah, this laser thing is working really well. The thing is right now I've got it on this side of my cutter over here, so I can measure this thickness. But as I get around through here, I'm going to have to move the laser around as I go. So you know, you have to keep making adjustments on it. It's not just set it and go. And as I get around through here, the laser will be back out in front of it again. But okay, well, I'm going to keep on going, and I'll be back once I move further on. Adjust my laser. Yep. Alright. Let's see if I can get where I need to get. Yeah, all in this area here. Okay. Alright. Okay, here we go. Give it a go. When it's on, now I've changed my tips. I've got this little scraper on here now, and I'm just going to go in there and start cleaning everything up. I'm finished with the laser. I'm not going to be using it anymore. By the time I get everything cleaned up, it'll be probably about an 1/8 inch thick all the way. Not sure if it'll be exactly an 1/8, but it'll be pretty close. Alright, we're just going to start cleaning up. Let me get all the stuff out of there. Okay, make sure I'm on center in here. Alright, good. Alright, here we go. Come up just a hair. Yep, I'm just slightly off the center. Let's see if that'll hit it. Alright, that should hit it. nice in there. Alright, I've only got to. Alright, I'm going to have to adjust my tip and turn it. Because I've got it cleaned out to about right there. That looks really good. The scraper just does the trick. Alright. So now let me adjust this a little bit. Right about there probably. And then continue on. Time to get rid of the boring bar. Don't need it anymore. And this tool rest. Thank you, John. Should have heeded your advice and got a square bar, but hey, I'm hard-headed. Right now. I'm just going to come in here and clean up this shoulder with this little tool right here, carbide cutter. Right. Get in here so you can see everything nice and clean. Alright, just getting ready to start sanding it up. Now, let's see what we can get here. Probably get that a little bit closer. I really don't know. Alright. Okay. I think that'll work. That ought to be enough power sanding. I'll do all the rest by hand. I'll start with 80. I'll just start going by hand with the grain. Make sure I take out all the little sanding marks. And all of that. Make sure I get them all. Alright, well, while I was sanding, I got to my 220, and I just did not like this edge here, just being plain like that. So I did just some little bit of carvings in there, and painted it with this turquoise metallic type paint, and then I went back and sanded it off, and this is what I got. So anyway, I've got 2 coats of lacquer on here now. It's sanded to 220. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up all my sanding. I'm going to try to get on up to about 600 grit. And all I'm doing is I'm just sanding with the lathe running and coming back with the grain and sanding with the grain. Alright, well, let's just keep this thing rolling. Now, I'll be back once I get done with the sanding. I know you don't want to sit around and watch all of that. That's all I'm doing. I sanded up to 320. I mean to 220, and I've got 2 coats of lacquer on here. So now I'm going to proceed on with 320, and then I'll do 400, and then I'll do 600, and I'm gonna put a lacquer finish on here. So once I'll sand with 300, and I'll put 2 coats of lacquer, or probably just 1 more coat. Then I'll sand at 400, and then I'll put a coat, and I'll sand at 600. And I'm just experimenting to see how that'll look. Normally, I'll sand to 320 grit, and lacquer it, and then and I'll just keep going from there. I'll sand about every 3rd layer. So, but anyway, let's give it a shot. I'm going to try this method. Maybe it'll work, and I'll see how it does. Just a very light sanding. I'm just knocking it off. Alright, let's see what we got here. A couple of marks. I'm just going to go back just like this, sanding as I go, just to make sure I don't end up with the little rings. And this, I'm just very lightly sanding, just basically scuffing up the surface just a little bit. I'm not sanding hard at all. I've already done the hard sanding. This is just breaking up the surface a little bit for the next coat of lacquer. Alright. Okay. I'll blow that off and we'll get the next coat on. I'm just using a spray adhesive. I'm just using an aerosol can. Very quick. And then I'll let it set. Just let it sit for a while. And then I'll come back and I'll sand with 400, and I'll do the same thing with the 600. Alright, I'll be back in just a few minutes. I wish my camera would quit moving. I'm going to have to work on my crane or something, I guess. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, well, this is a rather deep hollow form. So I'm gonna make a new jam chuck to take the tenon off. All I've done is I've just put a fairly good sized block in here. I'm gonna true it up, put a tenon on one end so I can get it in my chuck and put it in the chuck, and I'll true up the face and all that once I get it. All right, well, got me a jam chuck made. I'm just getting ready to mount my piece on there, and I'm just going to use a paper towel. What I did, I concave this a little bit, flattened it around the area here, around the outside area, and rounded it over. So maybe this will work. Let me get the tool rest out of the way. Oh yeah, nice fit there. Okay. Pull the tool rest up. Right there in the middle. Looks pretty good. Let's see. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Just gonna start trying to take this tenon off. Alright, I'll get that sanded up, and I'll come back. I'll snap that off because I'm really thin down there now. I'll snap that off, and we'll be ready to go. Alright, well, started raining again in the shop, but I'll finish this project. Here it is. It's about 5.5 inches tall, 10-inch diameter, about 9.5-inch diameter. And I got some little bit of carvings and stuff around here. Nice hard lacquer finish. You can't smell the camphor anymore. It's all sealed up. I used furniture paste wax on the inside from Minwax, finishing paste wax. Maybe the rain won't get too loud when I finish talking. But this was an awesome project. I got to use some new tools that I made, and one that I bought. I really like the laser guide for my hollowing tool. This right here, and I've got a lot of practice to go. I thought I may switch this out for a square bar, but I really don't think I'm going to do that. I believe I'm going to redesign these so I can keep the cutter in line with the main rod, and hopefully that'll keep it. What's happening is wanting to twist. And, well, it looks like the rain's going to come anyway. But I want to talk about this captive rest right here. Let me see, make sure you can see it. Let me get in there a little bit closer there, because I want you to see. And this is John Williams' very own design. He actually built one on YouTube. And, what it does, it eliminates the need for having two banjos. Basically, you use one banjo. You got the captive rest in the back, and this one in the front, and it holds the tool steady. Good job, John. Very good job. I'm glad you sent that to me. But this is a very fun project, and I'm planning on using this hollowing tool a lot. I've wanted it for a long time. I finally got it built, and I'm going to use it. I got to extend my thing on my laser. Got to extend this bar, but this came from Ron Brown at ronbrownsbest.com, and I'll try to leave a link in the description for that. And if you're looking somebody to get one of those, I'm probably late on wishing everybody a happy Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day right now. If you're one of our veterans, living or dead, at home or abroad, retired or active duty, this one's for you. Y'all have a good day. We'll see y'all down the road.